I'm great. Hey, I got a question for you. Is this the first time that all Ohio affiliates have made the postseason in the same year?
I do not believe so. I don't have that handily, but I think there was a period of time when this organization was just so deep. That 90s run and the way Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff, Matt Foreman, and the whole baseball operations group have done such a remarkable job creating this sustained winning culture, especially the last 12 years, that I'm sure that it's happened before. But this year has been obviously incredibly special up and down the organization.
Terry Francona managed the team from 2012 to 2023, and he was at the helm when they faced the Cubs in the 16 World Series. What was it like for the team to have to consider replacing an icon like Terry?
Not an easy task, as you can imagine. One thing that Terry did, his honesty with Chris and Cherney in about June, July of last year, when he went to them and said, it's time. It's time for me to move on, time for me to take care of myself health-wise. People just don't understand the stress that's involved in being a manager of a baseball team, and obviously a Hall of Fame manager. But he then gave our guys time to put a plan in place. Now, Tito could have easily thought, well, maybe I'm not sure that this is it. And so I'm going to go through this season and maybe make a decision in November. And then that puts the organization behind the eight ball a little bit. And he didn't do that. His respect for those gentlemen in this organization and for the job, he wanted to give those guys an opportunity to do their due diligence, which our guys do better than most.
Did he weigh in on that process at all?
Yes, he did. He weighed in the initial setting, and then he stepped aside. He said, this is your call. Once you decide who your person is. He did not sit in on interviews or any of that in his choice. And so once Stephen Vogt was identified as the man to replace Tito, Tito and Stephen have chatted. You know, Tito still works for the organization in the baseball operations department. He does some scouting for us. Lives in Tucson, Arizona, so he did a lot of scouting prior to the draft when teams would come through the University of Arizona, in addition to just having some good conversations with Stephen as he was going along, learning his way. But Stephen's a guy that had been planning to be a big league manager for a long, long time. And obviously you can see his confidence and his comfort level in that role.
Did the team expect him to perform as well as he's performed this year?
Well, we absolutely expected to win our division. I know we expected as well that it was going to be a tight race between four teams that we thought Minnesota, Detroit, and Kansas City and us would battle, and that we thought because of, you know, the winning culture that we have created, and I say that with backing it up by statistics. If you go back, including this year, the last 12 seasons, the Cleveland Guardians have the third most wins in all of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are number one, the Yankees are number two, and we're number three.
It's not a bad place to be.
Exactly. So we've created this sustained winning culture, and we felt it was going to continue. Felt good about the young people that were going to be joining this team, and I don't know if we realized or thought that we were going to have the best bullpen in baseball, but we thought it was going to be incredibly competitive and help us, and we thought our starting rotation was going to be pretty good good. And then obviously when Shane went down early in the year, that threw a curveball at us. But
I think help is an understatement with the comment about the bullpen. You know, it's incredible to me that the team sits where they sit, and despite on-again, off-again offense, lots of pitching changes, and the sustained injuries, they've really performed to an amazing capacity. The big question is, what does the team need to do to go deep, if not all the way, this year?
Well, I think our starting rotation has to perform so that we can play our brand of baseball. Do enough on the bases, be aggressive, put the ball in play, and then get a lead if we can, and then turn over the ball game to our bullpen. Again, we play solid defense. We're going to have to continue to play good, solid defense. And if our rotation can just do what they've been doing, keeping us in the game, early on in the game, and allow us to score a couple runs here and there, that's our recipe for success, is turning a lead over to the bullpen as early as the sixth inning, and we're tough to beat in that regard.
All right, I got to ask you,
especially Jay, in the postseason when you have a number of off days and the bullpen can rest. You're not playing like we just did 17 days in a row.
Well, Munch Bishop says that you guys have to put a leash on Class A because he wants to pitch every game.
Well, he does. You know, here's a guy who is the best in the business. Last year was such a bizarre, Jay, it was such a bizarre year that he had 44 saves last year. The only closer in baseball with more than 40 saves, leading the league, of course, and then had 12 blown saves.
Yeah.
So he worked his tail off this past off season to work on his mechanics and the command of the strike zone with a couple pitches that didn't quite work for him as well as they had in the past. And obviously that work has paid off, as you know, he's just absolutely historic in what he's accomplishing, and he wants the ball every day.
Best closer ever.
Days,
yep.
Yeah, with the off days, you think that we're going to be able to have a rested bullpen. So I think that's the recipe. We stay in the game, give our offense a chance to get us a lead, and then if we can do that and turn it over to the bullpen, we'll have some success.
All right, last question for you. You've been a baseball guy for almost 50 years, and 43 have been with Cleveland. The 1981 season had a strike and an all-star game. We were both there. I was there.
Yes.
Thinking back on the seasons that you've been with the team, which season has been your favorite and why?
In a long 40-plus year career, maybe year one, 1979 might be it. But in terms of just, entering this beautiful game of ours and being able to be lucky enough to stick through 3 ownership changes and things of that nature. But I would have to say the 95 season. For us as a franchise to get to the World Series, and after 40 years of not having a opportunity to play in the postseason, that took the town and fans by storm. All across the country, all you heard about how is it reconnected brothers and reconnected, sons and mothers and grandmothers and aunts and uncles, and how the team helped connect people in just such remarkable ways. And that team was, such a smash,
I sat
monster.
I sat in the very last row with my mother, and our hot chocolate froze. As they played the Braves that year. Bob, I want to thank you so much for being with us. We're going to be checking back in with you as the postseason rolls on and Ohio Sports Magazine rolls on after these messages on the Ohio News Network.
Dominate! It's Monday Night Football on the Fan. Catch the Saints and Chiefs from KC. Live coverage starts Monday at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Shop Meijer for monster deals and spooky savings this week. Save on red or golden delicious, Empire, Fuji, Gala, and Macintosh apples. Mix and match and fill your tote bag for 79 cents a pound. From creepy to just plain silly, our selection of kids' costumes are 25% off. And Halloween snack-size non-chocolate candy is only $3.49 per bag. Shop these frighteningly good deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
Have we spent enough time telling homeowners how much the name ECO can actually mean?
Well, I did name the company that, so yes.
I mean explaining that ECO can stand for how much better we can make your plumbing, ecologically speaking.
Get Eco.
A tankless water heater, for example. Switching to tankless means your family has unlimited hot water. Shower after shower after shower, without having to use precious electricity to keep a big tank of water hot 24 hours a day. It's ecological.
Pretty good wordplay for a guy that almost failed English, don't you think?
Get Eco.
I think if more people knew they could help the planet just by taking a shower, I think we might be onto something.
That's not quite as ecological as the first thing you said, but okay.
You know, I'm working on inventing a new kind of junk mail that throws itself away.
And the planet thanks you, Jerry.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here for Worthington Jewelers.
Join us for our semi-annual bridal sale.
Featuring our BOGO, buy one, get one 50% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, or wedding sets. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. If you are retired or in the planning stages, we can help you maximize your income. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
The only radio show Ryan Day listens to when we're holding him hostage, making him listen to a radio show. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Back with Ohio Sports Magazine, and Bo Rugg from the Ohio High School Athletic Association is joining us to give us an update as we are now more than a month into the high school football season. How are you, Bo?
Yeah, I'm great, Jay. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. What teams, Bo, have lived up to expectation so far this year?
Wow, that's a great question. You know, obviously the teams that are perennially good in all different divisions, certainly Marion Local lives up to expectations. Kirtland lives up to expectations. Akron-Hoban lives up to expectations. Avon lives up to expectations. Toledo Central Catholic, every year they tend to dominate their regular season as well as playoffs, and this year's no different.
What teams do you think have surprised so far this year in a positive way? Anybody come out of the box?
Yeah, you know, there's a couple that have come out of the box. Certainly in the Columbus City League, Briggs has come out and played awfully good football, and then London has played really, really good football. They're strong defensively, and you know, Grove City got out of the box. They did lose last week, but they got out of the box fast, yeah, I just think there's getting off to a good start is always a good thing, and now it's kind of grinded out league play for a lot of teams.
We always look at predictions when we begin the season, and for those of us that are NFL fans, we know that both Ohio teams, the Bengals and the Browns, were predicted to be a lot better than their records show. What teams were predicted to do well this year in high school football that maybe have disappointed or not made expectations?
Well, I don't know about predictions necessarily. You never know going into the season, especially in high school when you're dealing with new people a lot, and you know, you can only stay there 4 years, and not many people start as a freshman. So it's hard to say who has not done as well as predicted. You know, perennial powers that you say, oh, they're good every year, that their records aren't as good right now. Certainly Pickerington Central. I talked to Tom Lombardo at St. Edward early this year, and he's very young, but he likes coaching this team, so their record may not be as good as people predicted because they were so good last year. But I expect them to be very good by the end of the year. And I think that's the cool thing about high school football is you can, if you're really good at what you do and you coach well, your young teams by the end of the year are pretty good football teams.
I'm a Buckeye, and a proud one at that, and I know that all of us at The Ohio State University expect the men's football team to win, if not every game, almost all the games every year. Is there a high school that has that kind of legacy in Ohio sports?
Yeah, I think there's a couple. You know, I think the expectations are certainly very high at St. Edward every year. They're certainly high at Massillon, Washington every year, at Akron-Hoban, at St. X, you know, at Moeller. And then some have kind of earned that reputation that you're going to be good or you're going to make a deep tournament run. Springfield comes to mind. I think there's expectations at Toledo Central Catholic every year, and they seem to meet them, and certainly Marion Local, Coldwater, Kirtland. You know, it's kind of that thing. I did miss a team that's really come out of the box and really has played well that I shouldn't have missed because they did so well last year, and they've come out of the box hard as Bishop Watterson.
Now, you mentioned Springfield, and obviously that town's been in the news a lot in the last few weeks. Has the news cycle and the events that have transpired down there had any kind of an impact on sports in Springfield?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I do know that the Springfield team last year did a great job of rallying around each other late and getting a couple big wins and then making obviously a run all the way to the state finals. I think that they're resilient and they'll rally around each other. I certainly expect that, and but I haven't seen any evidence of how that's affected the sports teams right now.
That's good news. If you were to think about one standout player this season, who's the first name that comes to mind?
Wow. I don't even know if I have a first name that comes to mind, only because football is such a team thing that sometimes the greatest players just have a young or not as great supporting cast. And while you may think about the team, you don't think about individual players. So I don't really have anybody. I've seen a lot of good ones. I go to 3 sites every night, and I've seen some really good players. A running back from Pickerington North.
Well, I'm going to ask you that question again at the end of the season, because obviously during the awards ceremony, somebody's going to win something, right?
That's correct. And what happens is sometimes by the end of the season, a player or a player or two have elevated their game and elevated their team to great heights. And you're right. At the end of the season, I think you feel like, wow, this person made everybody else better around them. That's what I look for when a player stands out to me, and I guess it's a little too early for me now.
Bo Rugg from the Ohio High School Athletic Association, thank you. We will be checking in with you one more time before the end of the season, and then one time after the end of the season to recap. We'll be back with more of Ohio Sports Magazine after these messages. I'm Jay Fox on the Ohio News Network.
Having health insurance is important. So, if you or anyone in your family has Medicaid or CHIP, listen up. Check your mail for a renewal form from your state. Complete the form and mail it back right away so you don't lose your coverage. If you do lose Medicaid or CHIP, visit healthcare.gov to see if you're eligible to enroll in a low-cost, quality health plan. Keep your family covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay,
when the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
What is wrong with the Cleveland Browns? If you're a fan like me, you've got to be asking yourself this question, especially in light of back-to-back losses that leave the team 1-3 rather than 3-1. I've been a Browns fan for over 50 years. I've suffered through Mike Phipps. I cherished Brian Sipe and Ozzie Newsome. I watched Bernie Kosar in awe. I anguished over the drive and the fumble and the cursed Denver Broncos. I openly wept when the team moved in the middle of the night to Baltimore in 1995 and cheered loudly when the franchise returned in 1999. It's been 25 years now, a quarter of a century. Every year, it's maybe next year. A 10-6 team fails to make the playoffs in 2007. Since 1999, the team has had 10 different coaches. What's more astounding is 38 different players have started at quarterback in the same time. The team has 136 wins in 25 years, 266 losses. Oh, and don't forget that one tie. The Haslams have owned the team since 2012. In the last 10 years, the team has won 61 games and lost 100 games. Oh, and don't forget that one tie. Why can't this team win? Going into the season, the Browns were predicted to be among the league's elite and a sure bet to make the postseason and maybe, just maybe, even go all the way. An amazing defense, a healthy quarterback who would return to his prior form, and a special teams crew that could work miracles. Only one of the three have been interesting this year. So my mind is automatically asking these questions. Is the problem injuries? Is the problem the quarterback? Is the problem the coaches? Or perhaps, is the problem something more serious and challenging? I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you what I think anyway. The Deshaun Watson trade has been a disaster and may go down as the worst trade ever made in Browns history. There is no denying that Baker Mayfield is having far more success in Tampa Bay than he did with Cleveland. I wonder what would have happened if the Browns had kept Mayfield and invested the Watson money in a stronger offensive line and more depth on the bench. Injuries happen. It should be expected. It should be anticipated. That's why we have second, third, and fourth string players. All of them should be good enough to fill in at a moment's notice. Otherwise, why are they on the team to begin with, right? Here's another question. Does Watson even want to play anymore? The fire seems to be gone. And if the quarterback sets the tone for the team, it's easy to see why their play is anemic this year. Once again, sad as it may be, I think it's time for a change. The quarterback for sure needs to go. But some serious training on how to avoid holding penalties is in order. That's just basic football, folks. Penalties have cost this team too many wins. But the biggest thing that needs to change, in my opinion, is the team's attitude. Where is the team psychologist? What happened to the dogs who walked onto the field at every game with swagger and pulled off unbelievable feats in the name of victory? Instead of playing like bulldogs, we've got chihuahuas playing on the field, afraid to get hurt, missing plays, making easy errors and mistakes that could be avoided. How many more dropped passes must we endure? The Haslams want the city to invest billions in a new stadium. Before we do that, this reporter would like to see an emotional and financial investment made in improving the team. I will always be a Browns fan, win, lose, or draw. We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Common Man and T-Bone.
I feel like the performance now a little bit is becoming for the camera.
I think so too. Now, excuse me, I got to go get my queen wig and crown.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. With new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items, deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop at your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. Clear skies and mid-50s by sunrise Sunday. We'll be back up into the mid-80s by Sunday afternoon. A chance for showers and storms comes through with a cold front, mostly east of I-71, where some could be strong, so make sure you're staying weather aware. That's your latest 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan. This is ONN.
On Saturday, October 5th, Ohio State recognized their newest inductees into OSU's Athletics Hall of Fame. This was done at Ohio Stadium in Columbus in front of 100,000 fans during the Ohio State game against Iowa. Part of the class of 2024 included Gene Smith, who served as director of athletics from 2004 until earlier this year. Olympic gold medalist Kyle Snyder, who won 3 NCAA wrestling titles in 2016, 2017, and 2018. Former number 1 overall pick in the 2017 NBA draft, Greg Oden. 3 former members of the football team, Jeff Logan, who played running back for the Buckeyes and was co-captain of the 1977 team. Braxton Miller, who was a 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year in 2012 and 2013. And Matt Wilhelm, who was a captain of the 2000 2002 national championship team. The former NFL linebacker joined Bo Bishop on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus earlier this week and talked about what it was like getting that phone call from Ohio State.
It was probably, I want to say maybe early summer, so like May or early June. It was Kevin Griffin, who's I've actually worked closely with the Cleveland Browns for a while before he headed back to Columbus.
Yeah.
And works very, hand in hand with the Varsity O. And again, I'll say this. It was very nice to get a call, not just from like a random stranger giving you this news, but someone who, you consider a friend, someone who played football at Ohio State, who understands what this honor actually means. And so I was caught off guard because I think he called me and I missed it. Then he called me right back and I picked it up. And I was like, why would he be calling me? And then he bestows this great news upon me. And, I was a little lost for words. And because it's a big deal, right? And I think for a guy like myself who, I do my very best to stay as humble as I possibly can. Like you never think you think you're good, but you're never good enough to get into this like rarefied space. Yeah. And I'm sure it's the same way that some, Pro Football Hall of Famers, when they get the gold jacket or the knock on the door, they're a little caught off guard. They're like, yeah, I'm really good. I could probably get in one day maybe. But then it actually happens. And then the first thing I did thereafter was I went to Google. I Googled the Ohio State, Athletics Hall of Fame. And I went through the laundry list of names. And then more so than anything, where I think I'm most proud is to join the football names that are on that list. Yeah. Everybody that my dad watched and rooted for is an Ohio State fan, and the guys that I watched growing up, and the guys that I played with, and the guys that I continue to watch that will one day likely be in this Hall of Fame. It's an immense honor. I was humbled by it and extremely caught off guard.
And it's so permanent, right? I mean, all of these accomplishments are, but some of these things, buddy, there's a moment that's here and it's gone, but like, to be on a plaque of Hall of Fame, I mean, it's rarefied. It's so well-deserved, so richly deserved. Does it feel like it was 22 years ago, that magical season?
It doesn't. But then when you also look back and you log all the things that have happened in my life since then, it's like, married and 3 children and all these other things, again, Super Bowl victory between now and then, and playing 8 years in the National Football League, since then. It's an immense honor. This is the third Hall of Fame that I'll be joining. I'm in the Lorraine Sports Hall of Fame, the Elyria Sports Hall of Fame. But I did mention, I think I did a little clip with Paul Keels, which will be played on game day. Yep. And it was like, I think this is the ceiling of Hall of Fames for Matt Wilhelm, which is a great ceiling to have. Because the College Football Hall of Fame, unlikely, and of course, yes, playing in the NFL, but the National Football League and the Pro Football Hall of Fame, extremely, extremely unlikely. So it's very satisfying, and you're absolutely right. I tell everybody, the national championship, like regardless, and I was in the BCS era, and Iowa had a good season and so on, but everybody can say we went out and beat a team that nobody thought was beatable in the Miami Hurricanes, and then again the Super Bowl. Regardless of your role, whether you're a practice squad guy, you're a special teams guy, you're a starter, or you're the team MVP. That ring is in my house. That ring fits on my finger only, and that's something that no one can ever take away from you, just like this Hall of Fame honor.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now. Get an Eco.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Jerry.
As much as I enjoy being a professional inventor, a few of my dream inventions still elude me.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, the bruiseless avocado.
Ooh.
The unlosable TV remote.
Could change the world.
And for you, Aaron, the uncloggable drain.
Get an Eco.
Until you crack it, Jerry. Our 93 are free drain clearing offer is the next best thing.
Okay. Explain yourself.
Get an Eco.
Our drain team will clear your drain for just $93. If we can't clear it, it's free. And we guarantee it'll stay clear for at least a year, or we will clear it again for free.
Get an Eco.
We'll even send our little robot camera down there to make sure you don't have a larger problem that could cause more trouble in the future.
Get an Eco.
You think your guys could bring that robot over to my place and help me find that TV remote?
I think that's impossible even for us.
Get an Eco.
Eco, plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
There's always time for the drive-thru deal. Because no matter how fast you are at making breakfast, McDonald's is faster.
Wake up to McDonald's breakfast and mix and match a classic sausage McMuffin, delicious sausage burrito, or crispy hash browns. Get any two for just $3. Order ahead in the app and pick up curbside. Price and participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. We carry a great selection of automotive accessories and maintenance products from the most trusted brands to help keep your vehicle on the road. Sta-Bil Fuel Stabilizer keeps your fuel fresh in storage for up to 24 months, and it works with all gasoline blends. Pick up Sta-Bil Fuel Stabilizer on sale now through October 13th. View our weekly flyer on Menards.com. Check out all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
The holidays are here, and the Home Depot has everything you need to stay connected with smart home upgrades. Whether you're keeping an eye out for the big guy or keeping an eye on your family, the Home Depot has you covered with great tech, like the Ring Indoor Camera 2-pack with advanced motion detection, two-way talk, and color night vision. Plus, get your smart home devices the smart way with free delivery. Get holiday ready with seasonal savings happening now at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for details.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Let's talk Cincinnati Reds baseball and hear from Jeff Carr of Locked On Reds with our Paul Keels.
We get a chance to talk with Jeff Carr from the Locked On the Reds podcast, and the big story this weekend, it's an unfortunate story, the passing of Pete Rose, former Reds player and manager, baseball's all-time hits king, and certainly an interesting figure when you take into consideration all the elements. Jeff, what was your first reaction when you found out that Pete had passed away?
It was definitely a sadness. I know that there's a lot of folks that, want to talk about the different natures of his personality and stuff like that, but what he meant as a baseball player was super clear, and he was one of the best baseball players that ever played the game. And for a very, very long time, if you thought about baseball, most likely you were thinking about Pete Rose. And that wasn't even just thinking about baseball in the city of Cincinnati. It was baseball, period. I mean, he was the face of the game for so long. And then, as much as I didn't get a chance to actually watch him play, he was so synonymous with baseball for me just because of the way that my dad taught me baseball. And, he kind of served as a symbol to anybody because he constantly said that, I don't have any special traits. It's just I work hard, man. I love the game. And that made you feel like you could be a professional ball player. As much as you learned really quickly, especially in my case, that was not going to happen. But, it gave you that hope when you were just getting into the game.
For those of us who grew up in Cincinnati, and I'm of the age where I do remember watching him a lot and listening a lot on the radio and on TV and in person, did you feel like he was one of your own because he was a native Cincinnatian?
100%. And all of the different things that he did as far as, trade shows and appearances and all the different, documentaries and videos that are about him, it's hard to just be like, nah, he was just another guy. Like, no, he's a Cincinnati guy through and through. And the fact that he got to do what he did, and I always remember different interviews that he's had about that. And he's like, at the end of the day, I got to play my favorite game for my favorite team. And I'm, I did really well while I did that. And there's not much more you can ask for than that. And quite frankly, as Cincinnati fans, I think we all, at least a part of our fan heart died a little bit.
Jeff, as much as we can give credit to what he did on the field as a player, is it important that we also realize that a lot of the difficulty that surrounded Pete were things that he brought on himself?
100%. And he is another example in a long line of examples, because there's definitely some fellows that are in the Hall of Fame that were not great people off the field. But it's to show you that, there's a humanity in sports. Don't idolize these guys. Don't put them up on too high of a pedestal that they'll never fall off, because that's what happens. They end up falling off that pedestal. And, I think that there were a lot of things that he probably could have done differently, and he would have already been in the Hall of Fame by now. But those are things that probably would have made him not who he is. And, while there's definitely the negative side of things, and so many different folks on social media seem to know so much about those negative things, it's important to remember to take all of that with Pete, and just remember that, he was a legend on the diamond, and maybe be better than some of his mistakes off the diamond.
Is also what's difficult in your mind, Jeff, because it certainly is in mine, that this is the removal of one of the key pieces of one of the greatest baseball lineups that we've ever seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, now, you could definitely make the argument that the two best players on the Big Red Machine have now passed on, and him and Joe Morgan. And the 50th anniversary is coming up this next year of the 1975 squad. And there was, from what I've heard, all intents and purposes, there's going to be a lot of celebration of that. And it's going to be sad that he's not going to be around for that. And same with Joe Morgan. But, you're talking about, for my money, and, it's easy to say since you're a Cincinnatian, but, best team that ever existed. And quite frankly, we'll never see it again. As much as it's easy to be like, well, what's this current form of the Reds? How do they compare to the Big Red Machine? Nobody compares to the Big Red Machine. That is the pinnacle of baseball.
The feeling occurred Monday night after we learned that Pete passed from a bunch of other Cincinnati friends, and want to see if you feel the same, that eligibility in the Hall of Fame might be closer now?
100%. I thought that they would make this a posthumous. They would do this posthumously. I'm trying to think of how to say that.
We all know what you mean.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that we felt for the last couple of years, that it's like that's probably what's going to need to happen. And I've heard what Dan Patrick's had to say about it. I've heard some folks make their takes, and even my own dad would say, it's just like, who cares at this point? He doesn't need to be put in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't get to celebrate it. Like, we know who Pete was. And as much as the Hall is incomplete without the Hit King, they don't need to do it now just to placate to Cincinnati.
Yeah, understand. Jeff Carr from the Locked On Reds podcast. Tough subject, but thanks as always for your input, Jeff.
Absolutely. Thanks, Paul. Go Reds.
We'll be back with more Ohio Sports Magazine next on the Ohio News Network.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
1 in 3 student athletes gets disturbing messages from sports bettors. This threatens the safety and mental health of college athletes like Tyler.
I'm a student and an athlete. I don't deserve to be threatened over my play. If you're upset about your sports bet, don't take it out on me, because I'm more than a bet.
These threats are not acceptable. Stop harassing college athletes over a bet. Learn more at morethanabet.org.
I don't know what I want to do. I'm just not sure that college is right for me.
Have you considered a career in dental assisting? I love my job as a dental assistant. I have flexible work hours, the money is good, and I get to work in a professional, people-oriented dental office. What I really love about my job is knowing that I give people a healthy smile.
For more information about becoming a dental assistant, contact your high school guidance counselor. Or if you are no longer in school, talk to a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Now let's get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Here's producer Bodie Wells to set the scene.
Thanks, Jay. On the show this week, the guys previewed the ALDS series between the Cleveland Guardians and Detroit Tigers.
That's how you watch the games. The Guardians and Tigers will play game one on Saturday. We know Tanner Bybee will pitch for the Guardians. The Tigers will do what they've been doing for the last month, and that is go with a bullpen game, which they do every game now, except for when Tarek Skubal pitches. Skubal will pitch game 2 and then probably game 5 if there is one. So obviously, if you're the Guardians, you want to try to take care of business in 4 games and not let it get to that 5th game. It's going to start with that first game. Now, Tarek Skubal's a great pitcher, and the Tigers are the hottest team in baseball. There's no denying that. They've got the best record in baseball in the last 2 months. I still believe the Guardians will win this series. I think they'll win it 4. I feel very good about their chances. I understand the Tigers have some momentum, and that's going to make people antsy. And Tigers are a big story. They're going to get a lot of hype right now, and it's going to piss everybody off. It is what it is. But and the Tigers did a great job. They were down yesterday. The Astros, they came back, and Andy Ibanez, who's had 1 RBI since the start of September, had a 3-run double against Josh Hader in a tie game in the 8th. Big-time clutch at bat. But I still like the Guardians' chances. The bottom line is, to me, they're the better team. The only edge the Tigers have is they've got a better number 1 starters because Skubal's better than Bieber. Outside of that, the rotations is an edge to the Guardians, believe it or not. I mean, neither one has a great rotation. The Tigers' pen's been great. Guardians' pen is better. Tigers top of the lineup. Guardians better. Guardians better defensively. Both teams are excellent running the bases. They're similar style teams, but the Guardians are better. That doesn't always mean you're going to win.
I guess the biggest concern is how did the layoff, got rained out their last game, and they've been off. Yeah, so how are they after being off for a week?
That's the big question.
People are concerned because of the All-Star break and how that was. They came out very flat in there. Listen, the Tigers do scare me a little bit because, Skubal is unbelievable. Obviously, I'm mad that you are going to be right. He ain't officially won the side yet,
but
right?
he's going.
Yeah, I'm mad about that, but whatever. And I had seen a stat that said that Tanner Bybee is 1-3 versus them.
Yeah, I don't
this
know.
season.
But what is his ERA? I mean,
I didn't see all that.
They haven't played each other since July.
To catch the full breakdown, just search for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and enjoy their daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine show here on the Ohio News Network.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV, we're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
It's never too soon to get a jump on your holiday shopping, especially at Meijer. Start saving this week with our earliest holiday deals and get over 40% off on items like Mr. Coffee Coffee Maker or SodaStream Terra Machine. Start checking off your list and get 20% off on select toys like Nerf and Series Dart Blasters, Play-Doh play sets, and assorted puzzles. Shop even more great gift ideas like these in the Meijer Holiday Gift Guide. Available on Meijer.com, in-store, or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Get organized with a new Dakota Closet system on sale now at Menards. Dakota Closets are versatile and can be installed anywhere, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets, and even kids' playrooms. Dakota Closets can be installed with just a screwdriver, and they're available to take home today, giving you more time to organize. Design your dream setup using our 3D closet planner. You create closets in-store and on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
Hello, I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Attention Ohio pizza restaurant owners. Tired of glitchy point-of-sale systems slowing you down? Meet Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. With reliable hardware, an easy-to-use system, and 24/7 customer support, Hunger Rush speeds up your operations and boosts repeat orders by up to 10%. This is the restaurant point-of-sale built for pizza. Easily manage your drivers, easily take orders online, easily train your staff in minutes, and easily make modifications. Need to talk to a real person? That's easy too. Top Ohio pizzerias are winning with Hunger Rush. Solutions to help you streamline service, optimize workflows, and maximize profits. Join the thousands of successful restaurants transforming their operations with Hunger Rush for $0 down and $0 a month. Tools for menu management, marketing, customer engagement, and increased upsells, all in one simple platform. That's Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. Schedule your free no-obligation demo at ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com.
Bobby Carpenter doesn't have a mullet, but he's knee-deep in mullet energy. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Jay Fox.
Pete Rose will be remembered as the kingpin of the Big Red Machine and winner of 2 World Series with the Cincinnati Reds in 1975 and 1976. He died Major League Baseball's all-time hits leader with 4,256 hits, breaking Ty Cobb's record in 1985. Let's revisit that moment.
And he fires, Rose swings.
There it is! There it is! Get out! Get out! All right!
Hit number 4192. And it is pandemonium here at Riverfront Stadium.
Pete Rose was 83. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine again this week. Our thank yous to Bo Rugg and Bob DiBiasio for being guests on the show. Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Bodie Wells, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Jay Fox. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine. Join us next week right here on the Ohio News Network.